Welcome to day 164 of the 300 Movie Challenge. Today we watched the highest grossing film of January 2008, which was Cloverfield. I saw this a while ago. Not when it came out, but
Close
not,
enough.
yeah, like a couple years after that. And I
Okay.
hadn't seen it since. I have a very specific opinion about it, but I want to hear what someone else has to
Specific.
say. Yeah.
The one thing that I will say is that I don't know, it probably was the way that we watched it and stuff, but it was, but overall it was kind of dark and gritty, so the fact that it was found footage and it was dark and gritty sometimes made it hard to tell what was going on.
Yeah.
I guess
I mean,
in some ways it was a good thing.
that's
Yeah, in
arguably the
some ways.
point. So, but I understand if that's like an issue you have. I mean, it's kind
Yeah.
of an issue with found footage in general. That is usually that because of the medium, people try to make it where it's the point is that it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
you can
yeah,
go.
no. No, you can finish your thought.
No, I
I
was
was
going to go off another point,
Oh,
so.
okay. Personally, I don't like first I don't like first person like games, so like a first person movie was really hard for me to watch because first person games they make me kind of nauseous sometimes.
Like
So
shooters and everything.
yeah, like first person shooters and I'm not a fan. And then I don't know, like the whole concept of found footage is not very appealing to me personally. I guess I just find it kind of weird. Just the fact that like in this case it's like found footage because like something kind of apocalyptic happened or like
Right.
whatever. And they managed to find the footage and it's like
Yeah.
it got
It's
crushed under a bridge.
Not only that, but it's kind of like, would you really be filming the entire experience?
No,
Yeah.
like the
And-
camera's battery must be insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just like I want that battery for my phone because this
I
stupid
can't-
thing dies in 5 hours.
Yeah, because I'm just like, my camera dies after like 3 hours and stuff, and there's no way that this whole thing took place in 3 hours.
Oh no, like
well-
the sun rose. And
Yeah, well, they
stuff.
said the thing attacked, like, I think in the end, approximately 7 hours ago. And so let's say there's the party before that, so let's say in total, like, 8-9 hours.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Unless he had like another battery on him. But would he really take
would you-
time to change the battery?
Especially because, remember, earlier on, he says he left his phone, so he caught the extra battery, but not his phone. Yeah, so, see, okay. Everyone has that, like, trope or cliche or something that, like, most people don't like, but then, like, you like it.
Mm.
Mine is found footage.
Sorry.
I like found footage. I'm sorry, I do, okay? I don't know what to tell you. But I get it. I understand your complaints completely, okay?
Hmm.
Like, a lot of the time, an issue is... Probably the biggest issue for me in terms of those complaints is the whole, like, kind of why and how is this person filming everything,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So here the
Yeah.
why makes sense, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
the battery lasting as long as it does, and again, some of the scenes where he's like literally about to die, it's like, why are you filming? Like, okay, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so a lot of movies though that I have seen that are found footage have that problem way worse, where it's like literally, why are you filming this? It's something where it's like, oh, I'm filming something, and then oh, there's something you didn't expect to see, but it's like, if you weren't
How would
expecting,
you know that?
exactly, if you were that person, why would you know to film that? You know, yeah, so that doesn't work.
Like, I even have trouble where I'm like, oh, Sora did something really cute, and I'm like, dang it, I didn't film it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, there's that, and then an issue that they actually don't do here, which is nice, and I don't know why this is so common, but it's like the characters have to always be like, oh, whoa, you have a camera, and it's like, It's a fucking camera. Like, why is people like weird about the camera? And they didn't do that here, so I'm glad they didn't do that. That's a really common trope. So I like found footage stuff, and some of my well, I wouldn't say some. One of my close to my favorite films of all time is like not 100% found footage, but it's kind of what it is. And so in addition to that, the concept of this movie, where you have like random nobodies just caught in some completely insane, destructive event that they have absolutely no control over. They are not the heroes. They do not save anything. They're just like, holy shit, how do we not die? I love that idea. I think that's a fantastic idea. So, this is in a type of movie that I like. It's a concept that I really like, and I wish they did more of. But they fucked one thing up.
Which is
The characters suck.
Yep.
Oh,
They
okay.
suck.
Okay.
Yep. That was actually where I was gonna go with my other hit point.
They're
I'm
either-
glad that-
Completely boring, or they're actually shit people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
that
you don't
fucks
really
it up.
care about them surviving,
No, you
and then
don't
they
care
make
at all. It's so
Like, can you
frustrating.
imagine how much better it would be if, like, Forrest Gump and Lieutenant Dan were the characters?
Or just think anybody where, like, you actually want to see them survive. Where, you know, one of them gets a call from their girlfriend and how they're trapped, and you actually are like, you know, you want them to save them, but at the same time, you want them to not die. And it's like, you actually want these characters to live. That would make this so good.
yeah.
Like, again, even I understand the stylistic thing, but just moving past that as a movie, like, that whole dilemma and the whole thing where it's like, it's very clear that these characters are, you know, mortal, right? They will,
Right.
some of them will die. Maybe all of them will die, and you do not know that. There is no plot armor. That's such a good idea, but they fuck it up because you don't give a shit about the characters. Ugh!
And when they go
angers
to
me so
rescue
much.
the girlfriend, it's like his ex-girlfriend that they built up to have like a big drama thing, and you're just like, why are you going back in?
Yeah, and
Why
like,
are you taking all these other people with you? What do they also have to do
And-
with this?
see, I
I
understand.
also had a little bit of trouble keeping track of who was who, a little bit.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
with the found footage thing, it was kind of hard to tell.
You can't tell who, like, people are until you see them in the light, because, like, one girl had long hair, one girl had short hair,
Yeah.
one
feel
girl
like-
was,
One of them was
They-
like black or at least close to it or something, and the others, yes,
yeah, and
that's
then
that's
the other girl was, like, white as hell.
yeah. So I feel like that's why they did it, just so you could actually kind of see who was who. But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and the whole party in the first like 15 minutes or whatever is so stupid.
Yeah,
like you
and
can-
it
you
went on
tell-
for so long,
You can
too.
tell that the whole point is, ooh, look, we're building character, but it's like you don't
No,
care.
you're not.
You don't
No.
care.
Not only that, but why are you filming? Like,
I mean, the whole getting
Random
testimonials
times.
thing is like not a terrible excuse to have him filming, but like I've seen much worse. But yeah, and again, the whole thing where it's like, oh, he finds out like maybe these two people were fooling around, and then of course he immediately tells everybody. It's like, what an asshole! Like we're supposed to like this guy, you know.
At least he died first,
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
no.
the brother dies first technically, but
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
was the brother the guy filming in the beginning, or was it someone else?
you mean the very beginning?
Yeah.
The very beginning was Rob.
Okay. Oh my god,
'Cause
I'm
he-
just like...
yeah, there's
which
Yeah, I
white
was
boy
also
was
really
filming
Well, there's
half the
these
time?
scenes interspersed that are like from a day, like about a month ago, where they're like
Yeah.
going to Coney Island or something. That's Rob and Beth, and so that's supposed to be the whole thing. Where it's like, you know, where it said, oh, they were in a relationship or whatever, they slept together. Like that was that whole thing with. Again, it's not done very well. I'm just.
I
saying
had
that's
the
what it is.
hardest time keeping track of which white boy was what.
So, yeah, like honestly, to me, if the characters were enjoyable, I would love this movie. And even with the characters sucking, I still like this movie. By concept and just again, with the found footage visuals, what they do with it, how you see things, the monster design itself is actually pretty interesting and pretty unique. And
It was kind of like an insect.
yeah, but it was like it kind of like I don't know, amphibious too. I don't know. It's really weird. So that was cool. You know, some of the stuff they do with taking advantage of the found footage stuff is really neat. So I still like overall like this movie, but I'm just like this could have been for me like one of my absolute favorite movies, and it just failed because of the characters, and it's just
That's too bad.
I know. Like I want someone to remake this movie with good characters. Like that's it. Or no. Here's what I want actually. Good characters, and instead of just like giant monsters destroying the city, which is fine, that works fine in this context. I want weird shit. Like I want fucking like something that breaks space-time. You know what I mean? I want shit that makes literally no sense. Where literally you just stare off in the distance and suddenly just like the ground like peels off. It's like, just shit like that makes no fucking sense. Like that would be, just I think that would just be insane. And again, the found footage would actually help in terms of how that could look. But again, understand completely if the style is not your thing. So yeah. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, something interesting that I'm sure you don't know about. This film had a very weird marketing.
Okay.
And I don't know all the details, but it was actually like online stuff that was set up kind of like a riddle.
Oh.
And they set up, so the whole thing, okay, the premise at the beginning is that Rob is going to Japan to be the vice president of some company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That company, I forgot the name of it, but it's supposedly this, like, Japanese company that makes, like, I think it's some kind of soda or something like that. Soda, like, slushy thing, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so basically the creators of this movie made a website for this company.
Oh.
Yeah.
And through some digging around, I wasn't a part of this, I just read about it afterwards, and it was a while ago, I don't remember it very well. But basically, they determined that the whole secret ingredient, right, in this drink was some goo that they would find by, like, drilling deep in the ocean.
Okay.
And so the idea is that that's where the monster came from.
Oh, I see.
And also, the very end, where, like, where they're on the Ferris wheel and he's, like, looking kind of outside of the cage with the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably hard to see. Like, even with videos pointing it out, I can still, like, not really even see it. But you can see something fall out of the sky into the ocean.
Oh.
Oh.
And the premise for that is that it's supposed to be a satellite that belonged to the company that fell, and that could also supposed to be linked into the story kind of as well. So there's a lot of background elements that kind of share some light on the background story that were actually outside of the movie, which is very interesting.
Huh.
In addition, so okay, here's this movie's Cloverfield, and then there's also 10 Cloverfield Lane. There's also the Cloverfield Cloverfield Paradox, and then there's actually a fourth movie that's coming out later this year that I think just has the code title of Overlord. That's apparently something to do with, like, D-Day. And I've heard some conflicting things, but I think the main thing is that these films were originally had nothing to do with Cloverfield, but then they've been kind of, like, co-opted into the universe, if you want to call it that. To some people saying that that's a bad thing, I don't know. I don't really have a stake in it. But, so 10 Cloverfield Lane, the premise is a woman wakes up trapped in a house. I might get this slightly wrong, by the way. I haven't seen the movie. And there's someone else there who's basically saying, no, you can't leave, there's aliens outside.
Okay.
Wait, is this one also found footage, or?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
If it is, it's like not as obvious about it like this, you know. Maybe it's like some security camera. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I think it's more traditional. And so the whole premise of the movie is basically, is this dude insane? Are there aliens outside?
I see.
And you do not know if there are aliens outside. Okay.
Mm.
And I've heard of the Cloverfield movies, that's the best one. Okay. I haven't seen it. I want to see it, but that's the idea with that one. The Cloverfield paradox, the premise is there's a bunch of scientists on a space station. This is like, you know, I think they said it's like 2028 or whatever, near future, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the space station, they have a particle accelerator, and they're going to do a particle accelerator experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They do it, and they get sucked into an alternate dimension.
Okay.
Apparently that movie sucks. Which, you think, like, you know, sucking a space thing into an alternate dimension, and again, it's kind of horror-ish, but I don't think it's, again, it's not, I think it's PG-13, it's not super gory. So, like, you would think, like, they'd at least make it visually interesting.
Yeah.
But apparently
Right.
it's not. So, okay. And apparently, through that movie, there's kind of a link where the idea is that since they, like, somehow kind of brought these parallel dimension, like, together with our own, it, like, kind of transported some things, like, back in time, hence the monster being there in New York City in 2008, right? So, I don't know. So, it's some weird stuff like that, but I don't follow it.
But then wouldn't that go against the whole soda company thing?
Yeah,
then?
exactly, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, okay? I'm not 100% sure on all of this. I don't know what's, like, been retconned and what's just bad
Can't
storytelling.
Just retcon your universe.
Yeah, I know.
So it's strange to think that a soda company has a satellite and is drilling for something.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's explained. It might be. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, and then Overlord, I don't know the connection. I don't know if anyone knows what it is right now.
Monster Jesus.
Well, again, we know it's something to do with the D-Day invasion and some guys, like, going into some, like, Nazi bases or something.
Oh,
And they find
dear.
something, but we don't know what it is or...
I feel
How
like
that
that could be messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I think the premise is they are all kind of messed up. But... yeah, so that's the idea. I think it's a decent idea behind all of this. I don't really know how well it's been going. Again, considering Cloverfield Paradox was kind of universally said everyone said it sucked. You know, I don't know how great this is gonna go, but yeah, that's kind of the basic for this. There's a lot of kind of extra hidden stuff even in this movie. Like, actually, even not in the movie. In the movie poster, if you take the poster, okay, and then you make a copy, and then you put it next to it side by side, and then flip it horizontally. So, like, think like you basically took it like a book and, like, flipped it open, right?
Okay.
If you have where the poster edges intersect, the smoke actually forms the creature's face.
Oh.
Oh.
So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so some interesting things like that. Yeah, so it's a very interesting movie to just kind of look at and just see what they did and how they made it. Actually, this is another movie that I really want to see behind-the-scenes footage of. Just, like, kind of how they did this, and again, seeing, like, an actual not, you know, first-person perspective of kind of what happened. I don't know, I think that could be really interesting.
Oh, yeah, I imagine that might look kind of interesting.
Because honestly, like, I think the effects look really good. Again, considering 2008, I mean, the found footage kind of helps because you're not, you know, you don't get a clean shot of the effects, so therefore they can be not amazing, and therefore, but it still looks good because you're kind of slipping past it.
Yeah.
But I think it works really well in that regard. But yeah, just the fucking characters, man, they just ruined it.
And the fact that we were confused half the time who was holding the camera.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
like,
was holding the camera?
90% of the time it was that guy Hud, which is the stupidest fucking name. Like, I
Yeah.
get his name is
Names
Hudson,
your-
but still, it's like,
What?
it's stupid. It's who the, yeah, I don't know.
Call him Hudson. What
Yeah.
the heck?
Hudson
stupid.
after the Hudson River.
Oh, that's
Not even Henry Hudson had Hudson as his first name.
It makes me kind of sad because I realized who that actor was. It's T.J. Miller, and I'm like, you've done some good stuff. Like, he was in Gravity Falls, he was in Big Hero 6, but then he also does, like, again, this annoying character. He's in the fucking Emoji Movie. Like, he's, I don't know, he's all over the place. He does, like, he does some good stuff, but he does a bunch of shit, too, and it's like, what's wrong with you?
Oh.
Yeah, and just, I'm like, I'm kind of, like, it's like, I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I still overall like it, so I'm like, I can't get that mad, but,
You're happily disappointed.
yeah, I guess. Ugh. Do either of you have anything else to add?
Oh, really?
Add?
What?
To add?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, prepared to be disappointed by the next movie, too.
Yeah, it's the movie that
Ryan
actually...
has been telling us
Yeah,
about this.
Maya's seen this, even though it seems like something I would see. And apparently it sucks.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, what
hooray.
was the story of how you saw that movie? Or I guess we'll...
I will tell you guys tomorrow.
Yay! Oh, actually, before we go, this day is actually special. Because this is
Yes.
the first one that we've recorded after these have started to be posted.
Oh,
yeah.
that's true.
So,
Kind of
Well,
guesstimate our timeline a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
This is interesting how that works.
Forrest Gump just went up.
Yeah, Forrest Gump went
Yeah.
up earlier today. I'm
Love you,
thinking...
hint.
I feel like I need to, like, share these somewhere else, but I don't know where to share them. I don't want to, like, find some random, like, movie forum and then just make an account and then just be like, watch my shit. Like, I don't know, that seems kind of douchey.
That,
So-
yeah, it seems a little bit obnoxious.
But I don't know, like, I'm trying to think if there's anything I can try for that. Because right now it's just, like, been sharing it with people who we know, and it's like, something, but I don't know.
We'll just leave it to the algorithm
I guess
for now.
I'll think of something. But,
I'm sure we'll
yeah.
figure something out.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
that was Cloverfield.
you people will know whether or not we were successful or not with that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
unless
That's
Valen
true.
cuts this part out, which is also probably likely.
Watch every
It's
video
fine.
still has like 4 views.
Oh. That means we're the only ones watching it.
I know.
Wait, no, there's the fourth person.
Who is the fourth person?
It's probably this. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Because
Huh?
if that person is the one watching, I don't want to talk about them like that. But yeah. So anyway, that was Cloverfield. Well,
Let's go get disappointed again.
woo!
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.